Welcome back to week 13 of the Quake Pro League. This is going to be our last featured match. I am 40 Lions, joined by the one and only ZSX and DJ Wheat. And we are about to get into Maxter versus Strongsage shortly. Wheat, I'll start off with you. How do you feel about Maxter Strongsage, this whole setup to end the day for us?
Yeah, I mean, a really interesting matchup as far as I'm concerned. I think Strongsage has been like a person to watch ever since the finals of last season. And Maxter, right, he's been a joy over the last few seasons as well. But, you know, Strongsage, right, love this story. Guy is like pretty much godlike aim in other FPSs. He finds Quake and he's like, oh my God, Quake is awesome. It's like, yes, congratulations, you're in the top 1% of people that actually are smart. And and then right has come and you know, maybe not had as many victories overall, but there's a 2-1 versus Razy, right? There's Maps versus Kilson and Maps versus Avic. Like, there's a lot of potential here. And I think what I love the most about Strongsage is that he just doesn't he brings his own meta. Like, it's really unique.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. He just, for a debutant, someone who's so young into the league, he plays with utter confidence and no fear, and that's what's got him this far. But it's also what, you know, can steer him wrong sometimes, and the more experienced players know how to manipulate and punish him. But he understands what he wants to do, and he tries to bring that. So as long as he can mold that moving forward, I completely agree. He's got all the ingredients to be a top player, and has an amazing story. Probably the best debut season we've seen.
Yeah, I would say definitely the best rookie performance, maybe not record, but performance we've ever seen in the Quake Pro League. So shouts to him. And then going up against Maxter, who in his own right, when he came into the league, had a pretty great performance. I mean, I'm not sure about the record, but he was definitely taking maps off Rafa, Zeniku, and he was just showing the world like, hey, I belong here. And I'm kind of taking the world by storm, playing his own style, his explosive style that we've become accustomed to, and playing with that swagger as he gets better and better throughout the series as well. So these two going up against each other should be a fantastic matchup as we take a look at his run this season. A couple bumps in the road, but overall doing pretty well. Looking to, again, get to that peak performance before QuakeCon on LAN in front of an audience. And I think this is going to be a good test for both players because, as you mentioned, as a new player into the league, you don't really know what you don't know yet. Like, you're going to be taught some tricks and some mental kind of gymnastics that you need to have to stay strong and have that fortitude to get through sets that are grueling. How many sudden deaths have you played? How many times have you played in front of an audience? Stuff like that. So very interesting to see how Strongsage can perform under that kind of pressure. But hopefully we can jump over to the pick bands after this graphic wraps up and we can see exactly what we have in store between these two, because I am dying to see exactly what we're going to see. Map-wise, hoping for something like Deep Embrace, something fast-paced, and then, you know, maybe a Corrupted. Let's see. All right, we got a Corrupted and a Deep Embrace. Winner. Awoken, Corrupted Keep, and Deep Embrace. The champions are going to be Ranger versus Clutch. And we got a BJ versus Scale, Athena versus Nyx.
My God, what is happening?
It's gonna get thick.
Strongsage is happening, right? This is exactly what I was talking about. Like, he plays how he likes to play. Now, what I think is super interesting about this particular matchup is, like, Maxter is, we call him that, he's almost the Iceman, right? Like, he plays so disciplined, and I'm just really curious to see how playing against someone like Strongsage, who brings a little bit of chaos to the battlefield, you know, Maxter seems like the perfect counter to that, because no matter what you throw at him, he will still play his game. He will still play discipline. He will still try to see what he can do to win. So this is a great matchup, I think.
Yeah, I agree. And I was going to say before we got to this point that a big part of this is going to rely on what picks we're going to have. And I think Strongsage has got picks he really enjoys. So that's this makes it really tricky. I think the one thing I want to see from Maxter moving forward is just taking his game to the next level is about adding that aggression and speed to it, the same as what we see when Wenger or Rafa feel that flow. Whenever I think of Maxter's play, I often feel him as a bit of a counter puncher, if you will, like a boxing term. Like, I feel he's very good at punishing his opponents and playing that disciplined game, but if you're going to give him the map, is he going to run with it, type of deal. So, but this is going to be, this is almost too hard to call. I would have said a 2-1 Maxter, but these picks threw a big spanner in the wrench here.
Do you think we got predictions? Are you willing to do predictions?
Yeah. I look at game one. I've been pretty impressed with Strongsage's clutch. We've seen him both win and lose with it. Awoken specifically, like, yeah, I think that this is still, I think this is still Maxter's. And I would say 2-1, but I think it could easily flip. I think it could be 2-1 Strongsage as well. So I'm going with that not really willing to commit type of prediction.
Sure.
I think Maxter will win deep. He's a deep specialist, and I feel Strongsage is enabled, particularly by his heavy, fast, aggressive champions. And I haven't seen enough of him playing strategically or something like a Nyx to me be confident he'll be a Maxter. But anything can happen when you're giving him a clutch and a scale bearer. That's going to be carnage.
All right, well, before I see myself out, I'm going to lock in 2-1 Strongsage to be crazy. No disrespect to Maxter, but I got the rookie card. I want it signed at QuakeCon, so the stonks have to go up. So 2-1 Strongsage is my opinion, but I'm going to get out of here and let the adults do the rest of the work for today. Have a good one. Have a great set, guys. I'll see you soon.
At least he recognizes we're the adults, Dan.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
It's like, you know, I'm like, yeah, I'm the adult, the 46-year-old man who's still casting Quake after 24 years. That's right. Stay adult all the time.
You've been casting longer than Strongsage has been alive.
Is that true?
Well, he's not 24.
Because that's a pretty sick flex if that's the case. I've been casting longer than you've been playing, man. Like, what do you do? No. I think, right, the funny thing is, the wild card with the, you know how I feel about scale. And I think it took games from Rafa to really show, like, okay, you know, I think, like, you could play scale, not necessarily just be super aggro, although Rafa's done that as well. But how will Strongsage play that scale versus what the BJ? That'll be interesting.
Did you not see the Kilson game on scale earlier?
I did not.
Oh man, he just hit around corners and popped bull rush when Sirius appeared and just exploded him. It was Sleeping Tiger hitting.
I think I saw maybe one. Maybe one or two of those. Yeah.
But no, I don't expect the same from Strongsage. He definitely wants to use it aggressively and wants to play the pacey game, and you have to do that in a very calculated way because you can be punished. You're right. So, but he's probably the most creative player in the league at the moment when it comes to using champions, using abilities. As you say, he defines his own meta. So I don't really know what to expect.
Yeah, that's what makes this exciting feature match to kind of finish things off. And I think there's win potential on both sides, but that's kind of the fun of watching Strongsage, is that it's just, you know, probably going to see something pretty explosive. So let's see how this one plays out as we are officially live and looking through the eyes of Maxter on the start. Now, Maxter, right, has to play against the shield, has to be thinking about being smart with his attacks. Same thing, Strongsage gonna look for those open opportunities to be aggressive, pop that shield, get the damage off, and we're at a standoff here as Max is gonna drop down, comes from the back. His opponent knows exactly where he's at now, and we're about to go in the next round here of major items.
Yeah, and obviously Maxter has to be very conscious of when he uses that orb, because if he misplaces it or burns it, he's not in a fighting shape, then that's the moment where the clutch can really capitalize upon the lack of the ability. But Maxter's actually got himself stuck in a corner here, pops the shield, has to orb out, so...
Wow.
Right. Good reaction to Maxter to get out of dodge. Now he can pressure. He's actually... Was that a deliberate move to pop the shield? Because if it was, that was smart, but it doesn't matter when Strongsage hits back-to-back rails.
Dang. That, I thought for sure Maxter was going to pick up that first frag. That was well played. And these rails coming out by Strongsage. He's shooting to 50%, but it seems like all of them are hitting Maxter low once again, and Strongsage looking to not only get control of that heavy, but also maybe cleaning up as he hops on over to that Mega. Knows exactly where his opponent is. Unfortunately, can't get that damage off right there. But taking the lead in a match like this, that's pretty big, right? He wants to be aggressive. He wants to control those items. And right now, he's in a pretty good spot to do both those things.
Hitting his shots as well, which is definitely what you want to see as a Strongsage fan, although he gets robbed by Maxter.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And Maxter's already showing good creativity with the orb, going in and out, using it to juke the clutch.
Yeah, I mean, the first time is an escape. That time, that was like a slow-mo movie scene where he looks behind him and is like, oh, that's where the bad guy is. So he managed to do it, and there's going to be another cleanup. So far, it really is that experience coming out from Maxter that I think you talked a little bit about. Right, the greatest aim and even the most powerful aggression still has a tough time versus, you know, years of experience. Right now, Strongsage, he's trying to pick himself back up, get some armor, some health back on the board. But look at some of those angles that Maxter has hit with those rails, like that, just nicely done. He's up one frag. I feel like he's definitely playing this the right way. I think forcing Strongsage into aggression means that he can capitalize on any mistakes that might come out of Strongsage as well.
Exactly. He wants Strongsage to be aggressive when it's on his terms, and he's almost trying to bait it or goad it a little bit. But you can also see, as you said, he's just playing the angles, he's playing slow, he's waiting for those audio cues because he knows Strongsage is wanting to set up these traps, and maintaining the rotation, maintaining his own stack is definitely the priority here. So it's a lot of respect coming out from Maxter's point of view, fully conscious of what Clutch can bring, even if it's just on a starting stack. With that shield up, Clutch is still pretty formidable.
Oh my God, are you serious, Maxter? What? I mean, this is artful the way that he's playing with his orbs right now. There, the shield does get popped, and he knows the orb is down. Oh, that was the right decision by Strongsage there. Unfortunately, he just couldn't get the damage that he needed done. But there it is, the quick rail off of the spawn. 3-2, still a one frag game. Love the way that Maxter's been using the orb. Also think that was really smart. Strongsage, he knew that was the time to use it. Didn't work out for him, but that was the right choice.
Yeah, it's been really smart, actually, hasn't it? Because he's engaging, throwing the orb, so he always has a get out. He can just maximize damage before having that preservation. It's been really smart. This time, though, he does overextend a little bit, but lovely rockets coming out, bouncing Strongsage around, but it's not going to be enough.
I mean, I think you put yourself on a trajectory like that where someone feels like that's an easy rail for me to hit, and that's all she wrote, right? Like, I mean, Strongsage, it wants every single one of his opponents to just go up jump pads all day long. I think that's just a dream of his. So it's tied, and Maxter is trying to you know, find Strongsage here, knowing that he is very low, only now getting a light to try to get back in this game. But that's halfway through. That's the 5-minute warning, and a close game. I like what we're seeing so far, Dan.
Yeah, incredibly close. Strongsage has been struggling to get on the major items so far, but it's not seemed to hinder him too much, as he's obviously gobbling up those lights and then playing around the shield. So he's got a strategy to play without the items effectively, and at the moment it's okay. It has relied quite a lot on hitting some clutch rails, though, and that's been part of his downfall in previous sets where he has lost, is when his aim begins to let him down, but it's been strong so far.
I'm not sure what Strongsage is trying to do right here. I'm like looking through Maxter's view. Maxter was sure that he was back here, but he was actually underneath him at the time. He's trying to get a glean on him, but that resulted in pretty much nothing, and just Maxter getting full stack. Nice rail as he's chasing him away, and I really am not sure what was trying to be accomplished there, but we may never know. I don't know.
To me, Strongsage doesn't have timing and didn't really know where his opponent was, so that's the safest area for him, because if Maxter comes in, he's got a shield in Chaos Zone, and he also has 2 exits.
Man, these rails coming out from Maxter now.
Oh!
Stopped short. It's like getting in a car and taking your seatbelt off and just ramming into a wall at 90 miles an hour. That was a rough go right there. Maxter up by 1 now, and full control. I think you're right. There we go. LG, big lock on. Shield does come out. That rail's not going to save you. as Strongsage now giving up another one. He's going to keep going at it. Good rocket, but maybe committing these fights a little bit too long. Does manage to land the rail.
No.
Oh. Crown of Thorns is what we call that frag right there. 6-3.
But if you do look at Maxter's POV since he took the lead and got his stack, what he's been doing is he's changed his pathing around the map. Previously, he was trying to take the TP and go high ground, but now he's trying to stick to the low ground to these open areas, because every time he's gone into these areas previously, he's been getting bullied by the clutch. But now,
Damn, dude. And Maxter has just gone Super Saiyan at this point. I mean, I understand the aggression, and this might be a bit where some of that inexperience comes in. This is just, this is rough now. Maxter's just on point. This is why he's the Iceman right here. Nothing phases him. Throw a little chaos in the mix, doesn't matter. These sick orbs, great escape, out of the teleporter. We're making a frag
now.
Movie, folks.
It's getting brutal now. Maxter's pretty much doubled Strongsage's damage.
You know, if it was 5-3, that would have been a pretty great frag right there. And I get what Strongsage is trying to do in terms of like his aggressive play and getting in there, but to let go of 5 frags in order to get there even more, 6 or 7. The rails from Maxter just been on point. 48% rail, he's hit 13-27. But then also the LG damage, 1,600 LG damage. That's nuts. God, even 1,300 RL damage.
Yeah,
They're not footballs. You don't try to catch them.
No, Maxter has just punished the clutch throughout, really. And you're right, there was just like experience once again. And, you know, the clutch can bleed.
Oh, yeah. It's hydraulic fuel, but liquid, whatever. But it does. Yeah, this is a absolutely textbook play here. Those Ranger orbs, the one specifically where he shot through that little crevice and landed right next to the heavy. Like, come on. Excellent play here by Maxter. Looking in great shape as he's preparing for the finals. And there's still plenty I'm seeing from Strongsage. It's like, be afraid, right? It's just, Dan, you can see the potential in that once a lot of that experience has been picked up and gained. He's gonna be a beast. What was the final score? 12-4. 12-4.
No, he's going to be a beast, but he's definitely rough around the edges. So Maxter was able to capitalize upon that. Some amazing plays with the Ranger in the first opening few minutes, but then it felt like around the 5-minute mark, he got that control. Strongsage just retreated into his shell a little bit, and then it was pretty much all or nothing plays and couldn't lay a glove on Maxter. So yeah, it was harsh. He was taught a lesson, and he has to reset now because he's going to have a very similar strategy on map 2 with the Scale Bearer, and we've seen already that he can't just bully Maxter.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be really interesting with Maxter on the BJ too. I'm fascinated to see how this game is gonna play out. I'm curious to see not only what exactly the aggression or the play is going to be from Strongsage, if he will do something similar to Kilson. I think, Maxter, right, like his aim's on point. So BJ seems like a great champion for him to have right now.
Yeah, and he's not going to be afraid to take those LG versus LG fights as well. So Strongsage is going to have to use the speed and obviously the bull rush to try and manufacture better positions, and the heavy machine gun is going to play a huge role in this as well. Just in general, spam and efficiency with the damage is always key. But you're right, the dual wield is just that extra added bonus for Maxter to reinforce himself against the Scale Bearer, and Strongsage just has to do a better job of getting at least one of the major items. As soon as he fell off the map, I know Clutch is a very different champion, but as soon as he fell off the map, he just had nothing to work with, and that it means he had no option really.
Yep. We'll find out if there will be options here as we're moving on over to Corrupted Keep, taking the rail off of the table. And that does make for potential rough go here for Strongsage. We'll have to see if Scale Bearer can do anything, right? Or if we continue the trend of Scale Bearer just losing a lot, just not having a really great winning record overall. But could change.
You've got some hate inside you, Weed. I don't know where it's come from, but
What are you talking about?
you've got some serious hate for the Scale Bearer.
I'm just spitting facts, Dan. Would you retort and say that Scale Bearer does have like a winning record across QPL?
Yeah?
You
I
think
most-
Scale Bearer has a winning record across QPL?
I think it's more or less at least 50-50. Most times I see it when it's picked right, yeah.
I
think
bet it's
it
under
wins.
50.
All right, let's do this.
All right. We need a data scientist to get on this. I don't know if we have those stats for individual champion stats, but here we go. We're live.
Come on, Strongsage.
I know there's someone right now like, all right, I'm like, I've actually got this in my Excel spreadsheets. Like, I've been waiting this entire season for this moment. And we appreciate that. Oh, well, if it was 50-50 going into this matchup, you might be in trouble.
This match doesn't count.
What do you mean this match doesn't count? What are you talking about?
Our stats were before this match. Anyway, carry on.
All right. Be serious, Dan. Come on.
Can't now. But anyway, we do have a matchup. Strongsage doing the back and forth. He's actually got the better of him, but
I'm sorry. It's just so funny. Oh my God. He just ran away.
that was just the I made a mistake beam right there.
Oh my God. Dude, how can you not laugh at that, especially as we're having this conversation about like, Dan's like 100%. This Scale Bearer has a great winning record in the QPL.
What are you doing?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I did say this match didn't count. Come
Oh
on.
my gosh. My eyes are burning because my eyes are watering. Oh, okay. All right. Dan, come on. Carry me for a second.
I mean, 5-1. Strongsage needs to show some sign of life here. He's been very much bullied for the first 2.5 minutes. Oof, it's rather warm in here.
I'm fine now. I'm just
You
now
sure?
eagerly awaiting the stats on the winning or losing record of Scale Bearer. So, I mean, so far, like, Maxter's looking...
Oh my God, he missed.
Oh, I'm having flashbacks to, like, that first QPL season where I started talking about Scale Bearer, and this is exactly the reason why I started talking about Scale Bearer. It's just, like, people popping his rush and just being all over the place.
Oh my God.
So,
I'm just
it's
picturing getting tweeted like YouTube clips of Scale Bearer fails now for the rest of my life.
It is. I'm sure there's several out there. I'm not even. You know, what was it on Corrupted Keep, the Kilson and Scale map?
Bail.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah,
I
this
just
map is
am
something
not
else.
sure this map is great. Period for scale. Like
I've seen it played once successfully. I think it was even Maxter that picked it on this map. I've seen Zeniku as well, but it's more of a speciality pick. But it is still 5-1. Only 4 minutes in. Come on, let's not count our chickens. That's not
No, you're
the play
right.
though.
You're right. Anything could happen. Anything could happen. We've got like 6 minutes remaining. The map is definitely slowed down quite a bit. And Maxter popping that dual wield. Ooh!
What is happening?
I can't help it. I can't look at what is going on in this game so far. It's 7-2. Strongsage brought it back, but not because of Bull Rush. Yeah.
24 years of casting and you're getting ended by a scale bearer.
I'm trying to think the last time that I like laughed this hard. I don't think. I don't know. But this is the only Quake that's had a scale bearer, so well, I mean, that has a Bull Rush. So, all right, 5 minutes, man. 7-2. Strongsage. All right, this is what he needs. He needs some sick LG to try to bring it back. He's gonna find his opponent, even playing the role of a bully, which you know he wants to do as well. So 4 frags. This is absolutely possible, Dan. If he was listening to this commentary right now, he would win this game 100%. Just letting you know. Oh. It just added. Oh, just under 4 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock. I mean, he could have pulled out a shotgun. He were at the Bull Rush.
It nearly worked.
It did. Oh, almost. Almost.
Oh dear.
Bull Rush has done absolutely nothing this whole game. It may have hit one time, maybe. Maybe.
It did, yeah, but it didn't do too much, no. It kind of got him killed, actually. I mean, the Bull Rush isn't the only reason. It's like his rockets are also have been very off as well, and that's been a feature of his season, actually, is inconsistency, but Scarecrow is not looking too hot either.
Yeah. I just don't know what he does, right, to kind of get in. He's trying to be aggressive. He's trying to bully. Maxter's just handling it really well. He's keeping as much as possible, like some sort of mid-distance between him and his opponent. And he hasn't panicked anytime that the Bull Rush has come out. So I like how Maxter's been playing this. He absolutely has deserved all 9 of those frags. And with 2.5 minutes left to go, you know, I don't think Strongsage is going to be able to Bull Rush his way to victory here.
Here it comes. Oh, taking so much damage, ain't it? Taking so much damage.
Oh, I thought he was going to Bull Rush right out of that telly. That would have been nice. All right, 2 minutes left to go. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to watch the highlight reel on this one. I'm gonna have to look away maybe. Oh my God, dude, Maxter's hit so many direct rockets from that middle platform too, specifically.
Yeah, his damage in general, once again, has been insane. 2,000
Right.
more damage.
Bull Rush is up. Come on. Give us one final Oh my God, the rocket jump bull rush almost happened. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. All right, we mentioned it earlier that the dual wield was probably going to be right the solid counter to all this, and that's 100% been the case.
Oh no. One for the road.
Oh my God, chat is too much too. Chat, you're too much. 12-5. This second game is gonna go. I actually did expect that maybe there would be different results here. Now I'm not sure why I had those expectations at all. So less than 30 seconds left to go. Everything I've still said about Strongsage is solid, but this has been a treat.
I can't even really tell you what happened in this match, if I'm honest. Here we go. You said no! We could have got a frag with it. Oh, man.
It all started in the red room where we saw a bull rush U-turn and then a dual wield LG right to the back, and then that was that was it. Oh my God! What was the score of that one again?
That was a game of Quake. 13-5 or something along those lines. 13-6. Thank you, producer.
All right, 13-6. Well, we're going on a deep embrace soon. I think it's going to be a lot different game. All right, let's see. Let's oh, this might be it.
This is it, yeah.
This might be it.
Oh, fuck this.
Ran up the stairs and then tried to run away while he was already dual wielded. Oh. Oh my God, it was glorious. That was... Scale has a 29% win rate this season over 17 matches, counting this match too. Oh my God, Dan. Oh yeah, I'm so confident in the 50%.
I think you said over the course of the QPR, not this season.
No, I said this season, definitely.
I mean, but when it wins in style. Let's put it that way.
Oh my gosh.
Could someone fact check that guy? Anyway, I don't trust that.
Dan wants a second opinion. Oh yeah, oh wait, we found a win. I'm sorry, it's 31%.
See, there we go. There you go.
Scaler was a mispick. I'm sorry. I don't know why I find this so funny, but it goes all the way back to the first season that I started casting QPL with you guys. So we're just last season 38% over 26 matches. Dan, what reality do you live in? Everyone's always giving me, oh my gosh, I can't believe you talk about Scale all the time. Like, you don't give Scale his props. Put some respect on that name.
All right, fuck this. I'm gonna have a Scale show match with you at QuakeCon. Let's do it on stream.
A what?
A Scale Bearer versus whoever you want to pick. I'll play Scale Bearer.
No, the only way that I'm ever going to do is I want a mod that becomes the Scale Bearer Olympics where there's no cooldown on Bull Rush. And there's all these different events like a long jump, like a 100-meter dash. And we're just all, you'll just have to run down this long hallway and like dual-wield BJs will just drop out of the sky with their LGs and you'll have to just like dodge around. That I'm down for that, but not an actual Quake game.
Oh man, what is happening this day?
Well, now we've got Deep Embrace, which again, I love this map. I do think this is definitely more Strongsage's style, but Maxter's been playing phenomenally, right? I mean, his movement, his decision, his aim, it's all there. So, right, this could very well be a 3-0. But, you know, Ghost Walk is pretty great.
This was the map I was actually looking at least for Strongsage. I was more confident in his scale bearer clutch. So I hope
Wow.
you can't take it serious. I'm serious though. So I hope he proves you wrong. I hope he proves you wrong. 10 minutes left, chat. We can make it together.
All right. I'm watching the map. There's no scale bearer. This is going to be fine. We're fine. Everything is fine. Maxter's on fire. Let's see. We're gonna start with Maxter on the Athena. Right, a lot of potential aggression with a lot of mobility with the hooks, and it's gonna be a nice, solid start there for him. But I don't think you can write off Strongsage. Right, even after that scale game, you cannot be saying to yourself, okay, this is easy. I got this one. And Maxter's kind of showing that. He started this one pretty slow.
A lot of respect coming out. He's already up top trying to take the fight, and just a feature of Strongsage's game. He just wants to fight all the time. Lovely rail coming out, but he's not near the resources, so he's in trouble.
Did Strongsage ghost walk because he thought maybe Maxter was going to rail him? It looked like he saw the angle. I don't know. That was interesting. But Maxter playing this one especially slow, which I'm not surprised in this first frag. I do expect some aggression to potentially come out here by Strongsage, but... Ooh.
Yeah, oh, nearly fell off the map there, but he's still willing to fight, even though he just absorbed a rail. Trading rail for rail, they're both railable, but have resources to fall back on.
I always appreciate Strongsage's commitment to rail. He just does not seem to mind, you know, going rail to rail against an opponent. And Maxter trying to off the spawn get that follow-up frag, but Strongsage is on the board first. It's a nice little frag.
Yeah, Maxter miscalculated that, ran out of rockets with the push, and so had to swap to his LG at the last second. Okay.
Damn. Nice. Tied up. 1-1 now with a great rail. And Maxter's had the better stack most of this game, but you can't count out like Strongsage's rails. He will go toe-to-toe with you without that stack.
But he's just so early for the heavy, just trying to spam it out, and it's not happening.
Oh.
Yeah, has to forfeit his life effectively.
Yeah, that's too bad. I mean, not knowing the timing of that is just a terrible position to be fighting from too, especially where Maxter came from. Oh. That's rough.
Yeah. And Maxter's so good with the angles on this map, you can't afford to be mispositioned, particularly as a Nyx. Oh, he gets the rail, but again, it's just...
How does he hit those rails, man? I'll tell you what. That was like a 1 meter rail.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think Strongsage needs to do? I mean, there's a 60% rail coming out by Maxter.
He's just oh no. I was about to say he's just being a little bit careless with the terms of his positioning and movement around the map. He's just overexposing himself, not respecting his opponent effectively, and being punished.
Yeah, big time. And I mean, clearly with the mobility, I think he has a lot more options here versus his opponent. Ghost Walk hasn't really hurt, but hasn't really helped either, right?
No.
We saw the one very early on. We saw one a little bit ago after he got the frag. So here's a nice rail answered back by Maxter. but looking like they want to have this fight. And Maxter, very patient, waits for his opponent to fall. Might as well have just gone up a jump pad. On there, the forced ghost walk and the mega. It's just, you know, Maxter's in full control.
Yeah, and Strongsage doesn't look like at the moment he has the just simple things like that. Like it's an obvious angle for Maxter to take. Strongsage is just jumping through it. He's also just been taking rail duels with Maxter, who perhaps is the best one-on-one railer in the world. It's just not very strategical at the moment. Now incredibly early for this heavy as well. Again, just should not be there at all.
If Maxter would have hit that rocket after that second hook, the game would have ended automatically. Like the Quake player would have recognized, like, this game just needs to stop. That would have been too sick. He's styling now a little bit. 7-1, holding on to this middle area. Has so good control. Are you kidding me? Oh, wow. I'll tell you what. Okay. I'm always so impressed by Strongsage's commitment to that. Those rails.
Just getting bullied around the map. But he does get out for now, and he's in position to defend this mega. So if he can retain these items and slowly build back a comeback, but he's actually out-positioned himself for the mega, giving it up for free.
Yeah, Ghost Walk didn't really do much right there. But doesn't seem to quite know how to handle Maxter just aggressively hooking into him. God, these...
Oof.
Oh,
Like, okay. He makes some unusual decisions that catch people off guard, but they could also be easily punished because they're so high risk.
Yeah. I mean, this is, when we were talking about experience, right, I do think that a comeback is like the hardest thing. It's, first off, it's not something that you master, right? It is accumulation of so many different skills, from knowing when to take risks, knowing when to be super defensive, and then really understanding the clock and like what your potential is going to be. I think that's the part that really, from an experience perspective, is so hard. You can't just, your raw fundamental skills cannot make up for that ever. And that's what we're seeing here, right? Like Maxter with a solid lead, and Strongsage with just less experience on how do I come back, how do I approach this, right? I mean, you still see these amazing rails, you still see these wonderful shots, but it's a whole different story when you're even down by 3, 4, and you're trying to figure out, how am I going to win this game? And that's the part that only comes from hundreds to thousands of games of Quake over and over. And I do think Strongsage is going to get there. I think you play a caliber of players that he's playing right now, and you're probably going to get there quicker even. But it's just not something you pick up overnight.
No. And I do feel like a lot, because he's been developed through Quake Champions, is similar to how Razy first started out. A lot of his success, early success, is coming through a better understanding of how to utilize the intricacies of champions. Things like clutch and, you know, scale bearing to a certain extent. It's just maximizing the skill set of the champions rather than playing a more traditional duel, but you have to do both to be the best.
Yeah.
And at the moment, you know, that latter part of just when things aren't going your way and you're not able to use your champion, how do you revert to plan B of play defensive, play smart, play chip damage, like old school Quake? That's a skill set he hasn't developed enough yet. And you've seen it when things don't go his way, when his champion isn't working. Doesn't look like there's that plan B of how do I play more methodical. And it's just getting exploited. And I think this last map obviously is just frustration more than anything, but I think we've seen it even map 1 and map 2. He looks a little bit lost when he can't exploit the strengths of his champion.
Yeah, you know, there's almost like a little return on investment thing that happens if you go back and think about the clutch match, right? Because there were times where it's like, okay, he broke through, he regained some control, but gave up 5 frags to do it, right?
Yeah.
So totally knows what needs to happen, but unfortunately just had to give up a lot to make it happen. And that's where those small, like, nuanced differences are overall. But less than 30 seconds left to go on this. Maxter is going to take this one. It was not a 2-0. In fact, it was a 3-0. And Maxter's really going to clean up in this. And I think this is the kind of map that Strongsage really is probably great at. Like, small, right, kind of aim and definitely forces you to battle a little bit.
Yeah.
But maybe also is the one that's hardest because, right, if you are behind, you're then now having to factor that aspect into it. So 21-3 is our final score.
Yeah, that was brutal. And that was the one I did fear for him on because of everything we talked about. You know, map 1 was just, he got manhandled by Maxter through experience and Maxter's game plan with the Ranger. I don't even know what happened map 2. I can't remember it now, so. Let's bring back 40 to help the grown-ups settle down.
Everybody trusted you guys. Everybody trusted you guys, and you failed them. No, I'm proud of you. Yeah, that was a bit of a beatdown. That was a bit of a lesson for Strongsage there, unfortunately for him. Map number 2 was hilarious, though. Anyways, yeah, I mean, I think Dan probably said it best when Strongsage isn't able to kind of use the champion to the 100% and really abuse the champions and play more of an old school Quake, he falters. And again, he is in his rookie year. I mean, there's a lot to learn in this game. There's a lot of different dimensions and levels, so we'll probably see that develop over time. But yeah, this was just the Maxter show through and through, playing so incredibly well and really laying it down. And again, the map number 3, I mean, we're looking at the highlights, but it was mostly frustration, right? I think you could tell early on, especially with the clutch play on map number 1 on Awoken, just using the Ranger and the Dire Orb and pretty much negating everything that Strongsage had to throw at Maxter, got off on the wrong foot in the series. And then map number 2, the Bull Rush, Wheats laughing, just taking over. The highlight reel of running away. It's just, yeah, it was just a downward spiral. So unfortunate for Strongsage, but shouts to Maxter for playing just a very, very strong series, all 3 maps.
This is why Maxter is so, right, has been great to watch. He's consistent. He's solid. He's still someone who I think could give anyone in the QPL like one hell of a game. I think, you know, what we saw here was definitely showcasing, right, just how strong Maxter is overall. Yeah. And I don't think even his number 8 spot, which I believe now he'll move up to 7 or 6 as a result of this win, but I still think that he's, I wouldn't say underrated, because I think people think Maxter's pretty solid, but he's still the one that I think could just come out of nowhere and just start throwing haymakers and knocking people out in the finals. We'll have to see.
Sure. I mean, I stand by the fact that it's still the best rookie performance we've seen in the Quake Pro League with a couple weeks left as well. I mean, they're going to falter. Like, this is the first year in the league, brand new opponents. Nobody really knows what to expect. You don't know how to play. You don't know how to adapt mid-game. And he's still taking maps off some of the best. So I don't think there's anything to be ashamed of. I mean, yeah, you got smacked down, but that's going to happen. And how you overcome that kind of a beatdown and come back the next week and fight is going to be important to learn as well. So it's all a learning experience for the younger ones in the league. So I don't know. Happens to the best of them.
Look, anyone who picks up Quake and is in the QPL, I'm impressed for life. Like it, you know, that's it. And that story's great. And I think, you know, Maxter has his own, like his like meticulous rise kind of over the course of the last few seasons. Like, that's an incredible story as well. So Maxter just got the better.
Agree. And we have Mr. Perfect Posture in here in the booth with us. Maxter, congrats on that 3-0 and welcome.
Oh, hello guys. Thank you. How's it going?
It's going well. It's going well. Congrats. Dan, Wheat, whoever, because I'm going to... Clown Shoes is going to go last as always, so...
I think you need to set a debate as a fairly good player, Maxter. What's your opinion on Scalebearer?
Well, do you remember Scalver when I was back in Argentina and taking maps of, I don't know, the Hang and Rafa back in the days?
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
that's what I mean, right?
and that time it was really good, but using it in Corrupted Key maybe it's not a good idea, but it is a really strong champion.
Very strong champion. Cool. Got that quote. Thank you, Maxter.
No, he said like way back when. Right now, he has a 39.
No, he said when picked right, he is a good champion. That's my point.
All right. Well,
Are you going to cosplay
congratulations.
Scale ZSX at QuakeCon? Just cosplay Scale. Get it over.
Look. I have to give it the right here to sets because Scale is really powerful. Just because you don't like it with, I mean, I know that you have a relationship between love and hate with Scale, but it's a really powerful champion.
I'm going to actually fist bump you, Maxter.
You know what, Maxter? Maxter, go back and watch the commentary of that second game this week.
No, don't.
You will enjoy it. Maxter, as we're getting closer to championships, we've talked with you about improving and getting in the right mindset and just kind of your journey over the last few seasons. It's been great to see. But as we get closer, I think there's one thing on everyone's mind. Like, what do I need to do to try to win this thing? You're playing great. Your aim is phenomenal. Your decision making is great. What do you think is kind of the thing that is most important for you to work on to be able to have that belt in reach in a couple of months?
Well, as we talked a couple of weeks ago, I said I need to just work on my fundamentals. Now I'm just seeing that the work is actually in field. Like I can prove it a bit more every single time. Of course, it takes time because I need to make I need to make it solid, like a more consistent game. And I mean, that's, the one that's going to just rise the belt is going to be the most solid player out of all of us. I mean, if you pay attention to Kilson last year, like he had an amazing year from the online stage to the online stage, and his game was solid from A to Z. It was amazing, and that's the kind of gameplay or kind of thing that you need to achieve. It's really complicated, but if you make it to that point, of course, you just look at Kilson. It's kind of impossible, but at the end, it pays off.
Awesome, thank you.
Do you think anyone's at that point now? Are you looking at anyone thinking they're the favorite just going into QuakeCon, or because it looks as even as it's looked in the last couple of years now, in my opinion?
Well, always the same guys like Rafa, Gilson. Maybe that is showing up right now. But no, joke aside, I think Wenger is looking really solid right now. Like beyond the fact that he just lost against Rafa, like in a given day, maybe he would have won that set. Sometimes that's the reality of online games. Like some days it can be this way, so other days can be the other way. And I think that Kills and Rafa and Wenger are looking so solid right now. And I think that the next one following them, it's Senaku and Racy. All of them look really scary. And you need to just try to get the same level that they do, or try to just play with the pressure that just you will have playing online. Because of course you might have a really amazing performance online, but online is a different environment. And then we have another cat. Should I bring my two cats in here?
I think so. Can you dual wield your cats for us?
I don't think so. But yeah.
Dan, I'm so proud of Dan. I
come up out just in case.
How do you feel about chicken salad?
Chicken salad, really healthy. But I just heard by the Italian guy that just came before me that United States, you guys like really heavy stuff, Like you like to be stuck, basically.
They're fat, basically.
Yeah.
Essentially,
Yeah, what Dan said. So a lot of people don't know this, and I get it. We're worldwide out here, but so I'll give you some insight into our salad. We like to put a lot of mayonnaise in our salad, and I don't know why, but it's kind of like a soup. So you know,
season all year for you.
yeah, it is. I've constantly been bulking. It's amazing. Maxter, congrats. Is there
Congrats,
anything that
dude.
you want to say before we
congrats.
send you off and end the day?
Nah, just to say sets to if you are in a bad time, I can give you a decent shirt if you want, but beyond that, it's all good.
Whoa! All right, that's
Chat's
Nice.
been lighting you up about your collar the entire day. Real quick, Maxter, are we going to see Keel on land?
I think that we have to have a conversation with the legal team about that, so
right.
I can't just spoil anything.
I'll have my legal team contact your legal team and we'll get that sorted. Maxter, congratulations. Thank you very much for joining us. And take
Congratulations.
care. We'll talk to you soon. Well, that is it for this sloppy Saturday of Quake. This is by far the best day we've ever had, gentlemen. I think it was fantastic.
another Saturday, another day. I got to pray I'm going to be here next week. So
I mean, I'm gonna have a great rest of the day, knowing that 29% win rate for scale this season. It's like, and that Dan somehow thought that there was a winning win rate for scale out there in some alternate universe like Earth 572. No.
I'm going to spend the rest of my night going over every VOD to cross-check this.
You should.
This blasphemy.
You should.
That's-
I think that's a great use of time, Dan.
It
Just so
is,
that you
yeah.
can come back and tell me that it's still under 50.
Just spooning whey protein and crying into his protein powder, just looking at all the VODs of scale.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's it for us. We're going to wrap up here. It's a short day. One of the games got rescheduled, I believe, Avec versus Sib. So please check the YouTube in a couple days. It should be up there. But yeah, for all of us, that was it. Appreciate everybody in the chat for hanging in there and having fun with us. Shouts to all the players putting in the work every week. PGL, thank you very much for everything you do behind the scenes and during the show to keep us in line, or at least try your best. I know sometimes we get a little out of hand, but that was it for week 13. We will see you again next week with more Quake action. Take care of yourselves and each other, and we'll see you back next week.
Peace.
Bye.